The recording light wasn't supposed to be on. Vincent Herbert sat alone in the dim studio, the same place where Tamar once recorded her first hits. Laughter, love, arguments, success, it all lived inside those walls. But tonight, the air felt thick, heavy, like it had been waiting for years for someone to finally speak the truth. He stared at the microphone, rubbed his hands once, and pressed record. His voice was calm, too calm for what was coming. For years. "I protected the Braxton family," he began, eyes unfocused. "I covered the messes nobody saw. I paid the bills nobody knew about. But they don't get to call me the villain anymore." It's a shaky breath, then the words that would ignite the internet. "They took everything. Tamar, she took it all. My savings. My trust. Everything I built for us." Even the lights seemed to flicker in shock. Vincent leaned closer, whispering, as if the walls themselves were listening. "You want secrets? I have them. All of them. And tonight, I'm done protecting the Braxton name." From secret recordings to leaked messages, from hidden contracts to the family dynamics nobody dared show. The storm was coming. Social media exploded before the full story even aired. Fans picked apart every gesture, every past interview, every subtle glance on TV. Allegiances shifted in hours. Suddenly, the world wasn't just watching a family, it was watching a war unfold. And Vincent had just thrown the first bomb. And this is just the beginning. The moment you hear the full story, everything you thought you knew about the Braxton family will be shattered. The recording light blinked softly. A dim pulse against the shadows of the studio. Vincent Herbert sat alone, hands hovering over the console. It's the same room where Tamar had recorded her first hits, where laughter, music, and family secrets had once coexisted in fragile harmony. But tonight, the space was heavy, cold, as if it had been waiting years for someone to finally speak the truth. Vincent's voice was calm, almost eerily calm, as he pressed record. "For years, I protected the Braxton family," he said, eyes unfocused, staring at the microphone. "I kept the messes hidden. I covered the bills nobody saw. I swallowed the arguments that weren't mine. And for what? To be painted as the villain. Not anymore." He paused. A shiver ran down his spine. "Tamar, she took everything. Not just money, but trust, plans, the life we built together. And it wasn't just her. There's more. There's always more than anyone imagines." The air seemed to press in on him, the shadows dancing on the walls as if the room itself was eavesdropping. Vincent leaned closer, whispering as if afraid someone would burst through the door. "Secrets? I have all of them. Names, dates, messages, recordings, everything the world isn't supposed to see. But tonight, I'm done protecting the Braxton family." Before Tamar was headlines and court filings, before reality shows and talk show drama, there was love. Real love. Vincent and Tamar believed in music, in ambition, in each other. Their earliest days were imperfect. Yes. But full of late-night studio sessions, whispered promises, and endless hope. Vincent thought he had found purpose in Tamar. Tamar believed she had found someone who finally saw her beyond the family name. But the Braxton family wasn't just famous. They were a dynasty of egos, voices, and unspoken rules. To survive inside it, anyone needed armor. Vincent came in with an open heart and an open wallet, thinking loyalty meant protection. He learned quickly that it meant politics, manipulation, and silent wars waged behind smiles. Evelyn demanded respect and obedience. Tony balanced superstardom with family obligations. Tawanda and Trina carried their own wounds quietly, often overshadowed. And Tamar. Tamar was fire incarnate, loud, brilliant, impulsive, the star Vincent adored, funded and built projects around. When the world doubted her, he doubled the stakes. He believed if he gave everything, the universe would give back. But giving everything comes with a price. As Tamar's career soared, Vincent sank into a role few men survive. The backbone, the bank, the silent negotiator. He pushed tours, settled family disputes with checks, financed studio sessions. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, he began paying for things that weren't his responsibility. Credit cards tied to production accounts, labeled as family expenses, were racked with dinners. Travel, private bookings, small sums at first, but they snowballed. Thousands became tens of thousands, then six figures. A label deal went south. A show needed emergency financing. Vincent was everywhere and nowhere, the hero invisible to the public. He tried to speak privately. Every conversation about money turned into arguments about trust, support, loyalty, and love. Tamar was under pressure from career, family expectations, and social media scrutiny. Vincent backed down each time, not from weakness, but from devotion. To love Tamar was to sacrifice peace. Even when he was drowning, there were good days. Holidays filled with music and laughter. Studio nights where they danced and teased like teenagers. Moments that made betrayal sharper because love sharpens everything it touches. But then came the morning Vincent checked his accounts and froze. Transactions he never authorized. Funds gone. And a name hauntingly familiar. Tamar. He didn't confront her immediately. He paced for hours replaying every memory of trust. When he finally asked, Tamar's answers weren't calm. Voices rose, doors slammed, words thrown like knives. She claimed she moved money to secure projects the label wouldn't fund, to help family, to protect herself. Vincent saw desperation. He saw betrayal. Inside, something snapped. The divorce came later. Publicly, it was about arguments, rumors, and tension. Privately, it was a story of invisible sacrifices, Vincent crying alone in the studio he built for her. Selling assets to cover debts nobody knew existed. And then he discovered the full extent. Digital logs, withdrawals. Contracts evidence suggesting the money might have been moved further than he'd imagined. Vincent's voice shook on the recording. Not with anger, but with the weight of years. I didn't lose the money, he whispered. It was taken from me. The internet didn't need context. The first clip leaked, 22 seconds, that divided fans, ignited blogs, and sent the Braxton fandom into chaos. Team Tamar, Team Vincent. Whispers of hidden accomplices. Then the recording revealed more misfiled folders. Notes in Tamar's handwriting, draft agreements transferring intellectual rights to her alone. Vincent realized it wasn't just about money, it was control over the empire they built together. And the biggest twist, the initial transfers weren't solely Tamar's doing. A family member previously unseen in this chaos had helped move the funds. The clip ended. The world erupted. Social media burned. Fans dissected every past show, every interview, every subtle gesture. Old arguments resurfaced. Private jokes were scrutinized. Hidden glances examined frame by frame. Allegiance maps were drawn. Teams declared. Tony, ever the diplomat, remained neutral. Trina, quiet but watchful. Tawanda, cryptic in private messages. Tamar and Vincent both scrutinized like chess pieces. 2 nights later, an anonymous email reached Vincent. A grainy, secret recording of Tamar and Tawanda surfaced steers, old, private, unseen. Tamar's voice soft and confident. He trusts us. He won't look twice. Everything must be under control before release day. Tawanda replied. Once the transfer clears, it's done. He'll think it's just business. Vincent paused. The betrayal wasn't just a single act. It was coordinated. 2 family members, once trusted implicitly, had moved money behind his back. Vincent didn't release it immediately. He wanted one last conversation with Tamar. Days passed before she agreed. They met at the same studio. Tamar entered, confident, sunglasses on, chin raised. We could have handled this privately, she said. Vincent remained calm. I tried, he replied. Silence filled the room, thick and dangerous. You think I don't regret how things ended? You think I didn't love you? Tamar's voice softened. Vulnerable, unguarded. For a brief moment, they weren't public figures. They were 2 hearts broken. Trying to reconcile a past that had fractured under ambition, money, and pressure. Vincent pressed play on his laptop. Tamar froze, recognizing herself and Tawanda on screen. Her face strained. "This is why you called me," she whispered. "No," he said. "This is why I kept quiet." She tried to explain, claiming she was protecting herself, that Vincent was controlling, that she needed independence. He countered, "Protecting yourself doesn't require stealing from me." Before Tamar could respond, Vincent dropped the second bomb, a third name on the paperwork. Someone who received the initial wire? Tamar's eyes widened. "Who?" she asked, trembling. He slid the document across the table. Her hand shook as she read. One word, Evelyn. Evelyn Braxton. Mother, matriarch, signer, witness. Not a rumor. Not speculation. Proof. The room erupted, though not with noise, silence, suffocating, dangerous. Tawanda had helped move funds. Evelyn approved. Tamar became the face. Vincent the casualty. Betrayal wasn't. Vincent the casualty. Betrayal wasn't. Just sibling deep hit was maternal. The studio that once echoed with music now rang with silent devastation. Outside, the leak spread like wildfire. Clips, photos, fan breakdowns, social media chaos. Everyone had a theory, but now questions became unbearable. Was Tamar protecting herself or plotting? Was Evelyn safeguarding or controlling? What would Vincent do with full knowledge? And just when the world thought the storm couldn't get worse, another clip emerged. Logan's former nanny, a silent witness to years of chaos, stepped forward. 32 seconds, but enough to flip the narrative. Money didn't disappear by accident. Plans were made. Tamar and Tawanda weren't alone. Someone else had been orchestrating moves behind the scenes. Someone invisible to fans. Someone Vincent hadn't suspected. The clip ended. No answers. Just suspense. A trust fund appeared in the reflection of the car window. Social media exploded. Was Vincent being cut out? Was Tamar consolidating power? Who was the final beneficiary? The world held its breath. Vincent Herbert had thrown the first bomb, and the fallout was catastrophic. Fans dissected every past moment, every television clip, every Instagram post. Hashtag Team Vincent and hashtag Team TAMAR Ward in comment sections, spinning theories, accusing, defending. But Vincent wasn't online begging for attention. He stayed silent. Watching, calculating, waiting for the right moment to release the truth in full. Meanwhile, Tamar went dark. No posts, no tweets, only whispers among fan pages and gossip blogs speculating on her next move. Tawanda's cryptic song lyrics fueled rumors. Loyalty, betrayal, secrecy. Evelyn remained a silent force, her signature on the paperwork a puzzle piece nobody could ignore. The trust fund mentioned in the nanny clip lit social media on fire. Had Tamar and Evelyn been planning this for years? Was Vincent being cut out of the empire he helped build? Then came the leaked emails. Anonymous sources released a chain allegedly between Evelyn and a high-powered attorney. Subject: trust finalization. Remove Vincent as beneficiary. Time-stamped months before the divorce. The email suggested a long-term strategic plan, calculated, meticulous. If authentic Evelyn's approval wasn't protection, it was maneuvering. The internet exploded with speculation. Was the matriarch orchestrating a coup against her suit? Or was it financial protection disguised as control? Vincent's phone didn't stop ringing. Lawyers, producers, journalists, everyone demanded statements. He ignored most. He wasn't seeking validation. He was after closure. A full sit-down interview with receipts was being prepared. A moment that could rewrite the story of the Braxton family entirely. And then, just as chaos peaked, a new voice entered the battlefield. Logan's former nanny. The silent observer who had lived inside their home during the most turbulent years. 32 seconds. That was all it took. Her words cut like knives. "Y'all dragging Vince like he's a monster," she began, voice trembling. "But I saw it all. That money didn't disappear by accident. It was planned. And it wasn't just Tamar and Tawanda. Someone else was involved, someone y'all never suspect." Fans replayed the clip endlessly. Who? Another sister, a cousin, a manager, a secret investor, The world theorized endlessly. Then the reflection in her car window was noticed a document labeled trust fund. Social media went wild. Tamar moving money into a trust. Evelyn securing family assets. Vincent being removed from ownership. Speculation became a wildfire that no one could contain. The storm inside the Braxton household was just as intense. Tony called an emergency meeting off camera. No cameras, no networks, just raw family confrontation. Trina reportedly accused Tamar and Tawanda of dragging the family through mud. Tawanda defended herself. She had been helping Tamar secure independence, not steal. Evelyn, arms crossed, chin raised, insisted she only signed to protect the family in case the marriage failed. But Tamar cried not for performance, but for the weight of a decade of pressure. "Everyone thinks I'm the villain," she whispered, pacing. "I did what I had to do." The room was a battlefield. Emotional breakdowns collided with calculated defense. Every word, every glance, every gesture was a powder keg waiting to ignite. Tamar posted cryptic Instagram stories, deleted old posts, and fans speculated wildly. Tawanda's silence in public did nothing to calm the speculation, instead fueling suspicion. Evelyn's measured presence was interpreted in 1,000 ways protector, strategist, manipulator. And yet Vincent remained off-camera, silent. He didn't celebrate the chaos. Friends said he barely ate, barely slept, watching the internet as if he were witnessing the house he once loved burn to the ground. Because the worst part of betrayal, Vincent knew, wasn't losing money, it was seeing the world debate whether you deserved it then. 3 days after Tamar's emotional live, another twist. A source close to the family leaked screenshots allegedly between Tamar and Tawanda, discussing the trust fund and the timing of withdrawals. Messages suggested Tamar feared losing control over family assets. Tawanda assured her it would look like a business decision, a shield against Vincent, but also a strategic move to consolidate power within the family. The public went wild. Social media erupted with theories. Was Tamar securing her career? Was Evelyn the mastermind? Who was truly orchestrating the moves behind the scenes? Fans compared old interviews, searching for hidden clues. Every laugh, every argument on reality TV became evidence. Every online post was scrutinized. Every missed phone call became a potential plot point, and then came the revelation that shocked even Vincent. A previously unknown document surfaced an internal ledger, linking part of the trust transfers to a third-party investment entity. Money wasn't simply moved from Vincent's accounts to the trust. It had been rerouted, layered, obscured, as if someone wanted Vincent to remain unaware until the final act. Fans speculated wildly about who could orchestrate such a scheme. Vincent's next move was decisive. He recorded a new statement, this time revealing more than just money. He spoke about loyalty, deception, and control, about emotional manipulation within the family, about how trust was weaponized and how silence had been purchased with sacrifice. He called out everyone by Baltimore, Tawanda, Evelyn, but withheld one key name, ensuring the audience waited, desperate for the final reveal. Meanwhile, Tamar's response came subtly. Another live post, no makeup, hair pulled back, eyes swollen. She didn't deny the allegations. Instead, she framed her actions as self-preservation. "I never wanted to hurt Vincent," she said, voice trembling. "I just wanted to survive. People think he's innocent, but they don't know what I lived through." Then she hinted at Vincent's own mistakes. Cryptic enough to ignite speculation, but careful enough to avoid total disclosure. Comments exploded. Thousands defended Vincent. Thousands defended Tamar. Thousands pleaded for answers. The tension escalated further when another witness stepped forward, a former family accountant. Allegedly, he held documents proving that some of the transfers were coordinated months before Vincent discovered anything. The timing suggested careful orchestration, as if Tamar, Tawanda, and Evelyn had prepared for every possible contingency. Social media analysts combed through timestamps, metadata, and past financial statements. Fans felt like detectives, chasing clues that may or may not have existed. The Braxton family, meanwhile, was fractured. Private sources said Tony tried to mediate, but words fell on deaf ears. Trina reportedly expressed frustration at Tamar's exposure of family secrets. Tawanda remained loyal, but tense. Evelyn, the matriarch, stayed quiet, letting the chaos unfold, watching as control slipped from one hand to another. Every interaction became a new rumor, a potential scandal, sweet waiting to happen. And just when fans thought the story had peaked, the final twist hit. Logan's former nanny, the woman who had been silent all these years, promised she had foolproof screenshots, texts, bank logs, recordings. "If this escalates, I'll show everything," she warned. Social media went into overdrive. Everyone speculated, would she release the evidence? Could it finally expose the final beneficiary of the trust fund? Was it the missing piece that would destroy or redeem Vincent? The internet collectively held its breath. Every video, every post, every leak became a battleground. Comment sections exploded with fan theories. Who benefited? Who betrayed whom? Could Tamar justify her actions? Was Vincent truly a victim, or had he been complicit in ways fans couldn't yet see? The Braxton legacy hung in the balance. Sponsors paused deals, networks reconsidered specials. And every public appearance now carried the weight of potential scandal. The story was no longer about money. It was about loyalty, betrayal, power, and legacy. Every day brought new leaks, new rumors, new angles, each more incendiary than the last. And then Vincent did something unprecedented. He promised a televised sit-down, receipts in hand, prepared to reveal every detail. Tamar, meanwhile, stayed silent. Her social media presence, a single cryptic post. "You think you know?" Fans interpreted it as both a warning and a promise. The stage was set for a final collision of truths, one that could fracture careers, reputations, and the very family itself. So now the spotlight turns to the viewers. Who do you believe? Vincent, the man claiming betrayal and stolen legacy. Tamar, the woman defending herself, hinting at deeper truths. Tawanda, Evelyn, or someone else entirely. The third beneficiary, the trust fund. The offshore moves, every detail is a puzzle piece. Every rumor a red string connecting a map of secrets. Your theories matter. Drop them below. Hit like if you want the full breakdown of every leaked document, every insider message, every audio clip. Subscribe so you don't miss the moment the televised sit-down drops. Turn on notifications, because when Vincent speaks fully, the truth won't just rock the internet. It will split it in half. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. Betrayal, love, loyalty, deception, power, family, they're all intertwined. And the next move belongs to someone who holds the final piece of the puzzle. Will they reveal it, or will the secret remain hidden, simmering until the next explosion? The storm isn't coming. It's already here. This isn't just gossip. This is the Braxton family like you've never seen it before. Betrayal, secrets, and money moves that could destroy careers and reputations. The full story is still unfolding, and the next revelation could hit at any moment. If you think you've heard everything, think again. Every comment, every post, every clip you watch could be the piece that uncovers the truth. Don't scroll past this. Hit like now if you want every leaked document, every insider message, and every secret recording broken down in full. Comment your theory below. Who do you believe? Vincent, Tamar, Tawanda, Evelyn? Who really orchestrated the money moves, and who's protecting their own legacy? The internet is waiting, and your voice matters in this chaos. Subscribe and turn on notifications immediately, because when the full sit-down interview drops, you will not want to miss a single second. This is your front row seat to a family storm years in the making. And missing it means watching history unfold without knowing the truth. Every leak, every twist, every bombshell is coming, and it's too explosive to ignore. The Braxton legacy is teetering, and the next move could change everything. Will Vincent expose the final betrayal? Will Tamar reveal her side fully? Will the trust fund secrets finally see the light of day? Be ready, be alert, Be the first to know. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the conversation now. Because the family war isn't just a story, it's happening in real time, and everyone is watching.